we go. We are starting the YouTube.
What up, YouTube?
And we're going for the podcast in 3.
2.
Wait.
Oop. Do not disturb, huh?
Do not disturb.
Yep, I had to set mine too.
2 and 1.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros, episode 200. What? 200.
This is amazing,
dude. When I told you we were gonna do a podcast every day, did you even think about the number 200?
I did not think one single bit about the number 200. I thought about what every day. You're freaking nuts.
Episode 200. It
Episode
still blows
200.
my mind, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to where we were when we first started,
which was
like just me and you fumbling around with this equipment, no video whatsoever.
Nope.
It was just
really just audio, and like we're reading from some random article and trying to. We started just talking about like us and who we are and where we come from.
That was a good one. But we did have like our notes mapped out, like we had an outline of what we wanted to talk about. Yeah. Dude, that was crazy times.
Yeah, we don't have any more outlines, any more overviews of what we want to talk about anymore. We just kind of take it off the cuff, and it works.
It's because it's funner that way.
It is funner that way.
Funner's not a word, but
hey, Katya, how's it going? She said, "Sing again." Oh wait! Oh, that kind.
I don't have a voice. I don't have a voice for singing.
Tequila. So your karaoke song then is tequila.
Tequila?
Yeah.
Because that's all I have to say.
Yep.
Tequila. I don't even drink tequila.
Yeah, you're pretty lame. You don't. Oh shoot! Speaking of which, this was my goal. Actually, this is 200. We need a toast.
Oh, all right. We'll bust out the toast.
All right, bust out the toast. Bust out the toast.
So, a little bit of
Crown Apple.
A 200 toast. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
200 toast.
So, first of all, I mean, this toast is really for everybody who's been on the podcast.
Yes.
I mean, all our guests from the very beginning when we had Jose on the show to
thank you, sir.
to Jeff Katz, who's been our last guest on the show, our most recent guest on the show. You guys are what's made this podcast what it is today. You guys who've come on the show and shared what your experience was like, who's told us your stories on what's going on in the world of real estate, why you decided to even get in the business. You guys helped shape where we are today and where we're going tomorrow. So this toast is for you guys. Cheers. Ooh.
It's been a while.
Apple. It's been a while since I've had some
of that. It has been a while for you.
So, I guess that's a little bit of a testament to the shows that we've also gone on, right? As guests because of the connections that we made as hosts.
Booze over business.
Booze over business. And, Jonathan, I know you're no longer there anymore, so I guess this is a little, shout out to Jonathan. Yeah, he technically retired from Booze Over Business. He's stepping away to focus his attention on the business part. Mm-hmm. And so no more Jonathan. And so they're going to continue doing it, I think. But
maybe under a different name.
Maybe the same name, different guests with Pancho. But no more Jonathan on the show. He'll still come around, I'm sure, because they're close. I think they even share an office over there at Big Block. But it is what it is. So, I have to actually drink. Cheers.
I'll do another one for you, Jonathan.
All right. So, episode 200, what have we learned so far from doing the podcast?
We have learned, when we first started the podcast, I don't think we even talked about being a service to others. I think we just kind of started doing the podcast just for the sake of doing the podcast because Gary Vee and Tim and Julie Harris and everybody else told you to do a podcast.
They said, put content out. And I said, okay.
All right, I'll do it.
I'm really good at following directions.
Yeah, you should have been in the military.
Tell me what to do. I'll do it. And I'm consistent. So, I mean, that's one of the things that I think that I've personally pulled away from the podcast is the consistency factor.
Yes.
The fact that we keep doing it day after day after day after day. And every time we do it, we just get a little bit better. And we've met all kinds of people. Big shout out to Jose and Visionary Media, because they've come on the scene, and ever since it started with Zabi, for example. Zabi came on the scene and he got us introduced to Jose and a lot of other people, and from there we basically we got little hints like, hey, you guys are doing the podcast and it's great, maybe you should start videotaping it a little bit. And we're like, oh, that's a good idea. And then we talked to a little bit later, and they're like, hey, you should try this new product called it's a Sling Studio, and you can, set up multiple cameras and banners and all these other things. We're like, that's a good idea. Hey, you guys should try going Facebook Live, and all these little things. You guys should modify your logo. You guys should do this, do that. All these different things that I wouldn't have thought of on my own came from the people that we get to talk to. And I think the biggest impression that this podcast has done for me is what I've recently branded with Jose, by the way. It's not just a podcast, it's a relationship building platform. And to me, that's really essentially what we've done here. I've taken my social media game to a whole new level. If you are even remotely close to my friends list, you've seen me probably either video on the comment or video DM that I sent you personally, just checking up on you, making sure things are good, or inviting you to be a guest on the podcast, whatever it is. But I'm trying to practice what I preach. I'm trying to tell you that you need to be visible on social media, that you need to have content being put out on a regular basis, that you have to follow up with your sphere of influence in a real way, in a personable way, to go out there and use a digital handshake, which means leave a video comment or a video DM, and communicate with the people who are around you, because that's where your business is going to come from. And then most recently, I actually started the EXP thing. I joined EXP in October, and I what I really like about it is the daily coaching that's there, the opportunity as a real estate agent to have a revenue stream, the cloud-based brokerage that's there. So if I ever need any help, it's really simple for me to talk to the accounting department or the broker or the whatever I need at that particular time, tech support, whatever I need, they're always there, and it's easy for me to get access to those sorts of things. But most recently, with the podcast and with everything we've been doing, I've decided to start working more on the recruiting side, since that's what the relationship allows me to do. And really cool thing, for example, I've reached out to a few agents, some big hitters, right? And not so much as a recruitment tool, although the way I've approached them is the way I tend to do my recruiting, but to ask them for help. Right? To say, hey, Dean, for example, Anthony, Francisco, I've reached out to these big players in the industry, and I'm like, hey, let me share with you what I'm trying to do, and give me some feedback.
Yeah. Like, we want to know the objections right up front so that we can be prepared. Yeah.
Right. I want to know what to do. And I know that these people have already been approached a number of times.
For sure.
Right? So my biggest thing is, why have you said no? What's stopping you? And not that I'm trying to convince you to go otherwise, because if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not my gig. But I want to know why, because if I know why, when I talk to other people, that's something I can understand. I can empathize with, and move forward.
I'm gonna say I've been a little bit distracted because I've been trying to do this tagging people and saying hi to people. And it's just not working for some reason. I don't know what's going on. We always run into some kind of technical difficulty. I don't know what it is. No worries. But one thing that we forgot to mention.
365 pairs of shoes.
365 pairs of shoes.
Oh, yes.
Still collecting shoes. We're trying to give away 365 pairs of shoes for the homeless by the end of the year. We're doing really well so far. We've got a couple of bags back here behind me. You can see some back there behind Hernan over the back of his head. So keep bringing us those shoes. If you have some shoes to give away, let me know. Shoot me a DM, slide in my DMs, and I will... And send me your address. I'll ride over there, and pick up those shoes.
Or a text message, 619-884-0045. All right, so back to giving credit where credit is due. So I reached out to different people. I reached out to Anthony. I reached out to Francisco. I reached out to Dean, these big hitters. And all of them, because of the relationship that we've built with the podcast, have answered back and have I've either picked up the phone with some of them and talked to them, or I've been going back and forth.
Can we ask
DMs.
What have you learned? What kind of feedback have you received?
All kinds of stuff.
Talk to us, man.
I don't know if I want to.
Don't call anybody
details.
out. Yeah. Don't call anybody out. Don't say who said what. But what are some of the objections that you've heard?
Yeah. So some of the objections have been things like, I don't want to go with EXP because it's an 80-20 split, for example, right? And it has a $16,000 gap.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Okay, so because there are 100% brokerages, or I can be on my own and get 100% brokerage, and so that's not really a thing for me. And for me, the biggest part of EXP, as far as the recruitment aspect of it, is the ability for that residual income. Like, dude, we're big proponents of, for me, if I can talk to somebody and help them realize that retirement is not a problem that has an age solution, it's a problem that has a cash flow solution attached to it.
It's the whole point.
It's the whole point.
Yeah.
But most people don't think of it that way. They think of it as, when I retire, when I turn 65, I'll retire. When I turn 67 or 62, whatever that is. But they don't realize that it's a cash flow problem. So whenever we come across something, the biggest thing for me up until EXP was rental real estate.
So here we are, 200 episodes later. If you go all the way back to episodes 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever we're at, we were still talking about this cash flow thing even back then. So one thing that I can say is that over 200 episodes, this has not changed. If you want to retire, if you want to be rich, if you want to be financially free, you need to have your money working for you. And EXP gives you the opportunity to make that happen.
It's just one of the opportunities, right?
One of the opportunities.
And here's another objection. For example, it's like, well, I don't want to do any recruiting, or I don't want to be bringing in agents. That's not what I want to do. Good, because if you're a real estate agent, your first primary focus should be in buying and selling houses.
That's right.
Right? That's what it's all about. That's why you're in the business. My concern is that, like I was talking to, the people I reached out to, I was talking to them and I was saying, the W-2 people have an advantage against the 1099 people when it comes to saving for retirement. Why? Because it's done automatically for them. Taxes are withheld from their paycheck automatically for them. They get contributions to their 401k or defined benefit or defined contribution plans automatically. So they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to think about it. Everything is done for them ahead of time, and all their budgeting is the net paycheck that they get. Versus when you talk to those 1099 people, or real estate agents, or insurance agents, all these other people, none of that's done for you guys.
Right.
So what happens is, you might be the most productive agent out there, but you're also not handling your money the way that you should. And when it comes time to pay your taxes, you don't have all that money to pay your taxes. When it comes and since you don't have money to pay your taxes because you're probably struggling to pay your normal bills, you probably don't have enough money to put away for yourself because you didn't set yourself up to do that as a habit at the beginning in the first place. So EXP is one of those things where it takes it off the top, and you're already contributing to your cap. You're contributing to a downline. You're contributing to the opportunity to every single one of your closes take 5% and buy stock in a company.
Right.
And it's one of those things where you can do that right off the top and make it automatic for yourself. And does it cost, are you on that 80-20 split? Sure you are. But if you do understand how the system works and what benefits it has for you, then you're starting to open your eyes to the other opportunities. The fact that when I'm in real estate and I'm selling property, I need to take that cash flow and put it away for myself. I need to take that cash flow, that cash that I've made as a profit from my business, and turn around and put it to work for me, either buying rental properties. Now, the thing that super blew my mind was when I went to this EXP Expo, they put it in perspective, in numbers, in a number sense that helped me really see the bigger picture. Like, the revenue stream that you can have from EXP is super cool. Depends on how you attract agents. If you're really, really interested, if this is something that's kind of piquing your interest, make sure you text 123EXP to 31996. I'll send you a quick little 7-minute video, and you'll understand a little bit about how the structure works. And then if you have more questions, hit me up. I'd love to have lunch with you and talk about it a little bit more. But the way that EXP had it set up, it's like if you do attract agents to EXP, and I prefer the word attract because recruiting is just like, it's too much of a pitch. Look, if you're doing it and you're liking it like I do, like I understand the value in it, people are going to see the value that I see in it, and they're going to be attracted to that same type of thing.
There's a word that I'm looking for.
Right?
It's like on the tip of my tongue. Not association, but connotation.
Connotation.
Yeah, the recruiting, the word recruiting has a different
negative connotation than
as
than
opposed.
attraction.
Well, I don't know about negative necessarily, but I understand and one of the big reasons why recruiting in this sense has a negative connotation is because a lot of people think of EXP as an MLM.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, and so when you get that MLM pitch, it really becomes recruiting has that negative connotation, whereas attracting people has a little bit more of a
More of a positive.
Yeah, we think so.
So anyways, you're going to see the passion that I have behind it because it just makes sense. It really does. You're already doing passion. The business, right? Passion. Yeah. But that's really what it comes down to. So if you're able to attract some agents, and maybe you're horrible at it, maybe you only attract 1, 2, maybe 3 agents a year for 1 or 2 years, you could essentially build a $3,000 a month cash flow coming from your revenue stream just by literally talking about what your brokerage is. You do it all the time anyways. You do it for whatever brokerage you're with. The only difference is once you buy into that brokerage, I don't care what it is, the blue one, the green one, the red one, it doesn't matter what the brokerage is. You wear those colors proudly.
Yeah.
And if you're with this one, you'll wear those colors proudly too. So you're going to attract agents anyways.
That's what
That's what it's all about, right? And as you do that, on top of closing your normal deals, you're going to build a revenue stream. And and the best explanation I've heard is no matter what brokerage you're with, right? There's already a profit sharing thing involved there. It's just for some of them, the profit sharing goes to just the owners. For the other ones, maybe the profit sharing goes to the offices or the regional directors, and it's based on, nets, for example, the net profit. You might be able to split a certain percentage, whatever. EXP takes the profits and splits them directly with the agents.
Right back to them.
So
basically that 80-20 split
it
becomes 100%.
It can become 100%. So if you're attracting agents 1, 2, maybe 3 a year, which is not too much anyways, you can essentially become a true 100%er. On top of that, if you take advantage of the opportunity and put money away from your closings, take a little bit and buy some stock at a 20% discount, like you can literally build yourself a portfolio that you have an exit strategy. That way you can catch up to these W-2 people who have an exit strategy. The reason why they're looking at 65 is because somebody has calculated how much money they need to put away working for the companies as long as they do. So they have a target of 65. There's a target for you too. You just don't have anything put away for it yet.
Well, the target, like you said, it's not an age thing. It's a numbers thing.
It's a numbers thing. It's how fast can you put that money away?
Yeah, what's your cash flow? What do you need to retire? How much money do you want or do you need to retire? We already know our number.
Right. But check this out. So if you talk to a financial planner, by the way, May 22nd, we're going to be putting together an event where you can sit down and talk to a financial planner.
What? Yeah. Business Bros is hosting an event?
Business Bros. And,
literally news to me.
Yeah. Business Bros and Mr. Ricky Vaza with...
Business Bros and Vicky Vaza over at Driven. Driven Wealth Management. That's awesome. Right.
So he's putting together one on May 22nd.
May 22nd.
7 p.m.
And where are we at?
It's like Decanter Drive. I think it's where the Corvette Diner is. What's that place called?
Oh, Liberty Station.
It's at Liberty Station.
Liberty Station. Okay, very cool.
So that's where we're going to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. May 22nd, 7 p.m. at Liberty Station.
So that way you hear from somebody other than me, and he's looking at it from a financial perspective. So if you ever talk to a financial planner, they're going to tell you you're going to put all this money away, and when you hit retirement, you're going to have a 4% withdrawal. It's like a basic number that they end up pulling, right? Yeah. A 4% withdrawal so that you can get the money that you need to on a monthly basis. You can build with EXP that $3,000 a month just by attracting those 3 agents year 1, year 2. By the time you hit year 2, then you're in a position where you could be earning that kind of money just from those people who cap, assuming these agents cap out. Right?
And the agents that are building teams already, you're already doing this. You're already building these teams, but you're not necessarily getting that residual from it.
Here's the part that blew my mind. To earn $3,000 a month, that's $36,000 a year. Earning and for it to be paid out at 4%, I would have to put away $900,000 in in an IRA or a 401k account to
over the course of your life
to be spitting out 4% to be getting that $3,000.
Right,
$900,000. That's after commission. That's after taxes. I would have to put that much money away. Yet I can build it just by continuing to sell real estate that I'm already doing, and attracting agents.
Now, let me tell you all this. I joined the Navy way back in 2006, and one of the first things that they did was teach us a little bit about this program that they had called TSP. I don't even remember what it stands for, but it's basically the military's 401k, military's, get ready for the gym, it says. Yes, I will. iPhone. Anyway, so it's telling you, and it's doing the math here for you. It's saying that when you join the Navy at 20 years old, 25 years old, somewhere in that range, and you start putting money away then, when you get to 65, you'll be able to retire because you're going to have like 1.5 or maybe $2 million with all of that compound interest stuff going on, right? What they don't tell you is that that's 40 years later.
Well, they told you it's at 65.
40 years.
But they knew you didn't know how to do the compound interest math.
God.
And you could barely do the calculation of where you're at 20 to get to 65.
And be honest, most people don't start putting away the money that early. And so if you're one of those people, like me, that didn't put away that money that early, now you're, kind of in the second quarter of life, 35 years old, right? And you're like, oh, crap, what am I going to do? So we have more options.
And that's what it comes down to. It's the options. So once I found out that you had to put away $900,000 to get that amount of money, $3,000 a month.
Take you 40 years to do it.
Take you so long.
Using TSP.
Takes you so long. How much are you producing on a regular basis, on an annual basis?
And how much of it are you putting away?
Most agents are only at the about $45,000 a year marker. If you're kicking
that's the average, right?
Yeah, if you're kicking some butt, maybe you're at $100,000, maybe $150,000. That's a great career, by the way. You still got to pay taxes on that. You still got to pay all your bills. You still have your lifestyle, and then you still got to put money away to get to that $900,000 marker, and that's only $3,000 a month. That's assuming you do that. It's only $3,000 a month. The possibility in EXP is way more than that. That's only the revenue share. If you're also putting away the stock, you don't know where it's going to be. A while ago, a couple years ago, it was trading at cents. Then it went out to a couple bucks. I think last time I saw it was somewhere around $12. This is one of the fastest growing brokerages. And if you have stock in a company that's growing, right? If you knew, for example, the example they always give us, if you knew that Blockbuster was going down because of Netflix, would you invest in Blockbuster?
Right.
No, you'd invest in Netflix, of course, right? Are you investing in Barnes & Noble or are you investing in Amazon, right? Which one are you picking? You're choosing by default, if you're participating, you're choosing to pick one or the other. And so, that's an option. We are also in insurance. For the same exact reason. Once you develop a book of business and you nurture that book of business, it has a passive component to it.
Yep.
Is there servicing involved? Sure there is. Does it mean you can absolutely walk away 100%? No.
If you set it up right.
Well, that's a whole different ballgame.
That's what we're talking about,
being a business owner, being self-employed.
Absolutely. And we're talking about, everything that we're doing over here at Pipeline anyway. We're really trying to set up our agents to get to a point where they can build this solid book of business and still be able to walk away and keep that residual income. There are some relationships that you will always have. If mom calls and needs something for insurance, she's not going to call the 877 number, 877-928-9994. She's not going to call that 877 number. She's going to call her son, right? There are some relationships that you're always going to maintain. But for the most part, when it comes to everything that we're doing at Pipeline 2, we're doing the same thing. We're trying to set it up so that all of our agents have the tools, the know-how, the structure, and the backing from a company that is setting up for the long haul. We want our customers to be able to call us and get any kind of servicing that they need, get everything taken care of. And everything that I'm doing in that company is to be able, not just for me to take a step back and not be in the servicing mode every single day, but our agents as well. So,
and that's the thing. We're always looking for those true business structures. The next best thing. We know technology's out there and it's going to improve. So we're trying to take advantage of that opportunity and make it the best we possibly can. And when we finally figure out something that works, we got to tell everybody.
That's it.
We have to tell everybody.
That's what it is.
Because if I don't, my head's going to explode.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't, you're doing a disservice to everybody. We're just here to be of service to others.
That's exactly it.
And we have so many options in so many ways and so much value that we want to bring to the table. And that's what this whole thing is all about. That's the whole reason, really, that's, aside from creating content, as soon as we were maybe even 10 episodes in, we're like, yes, we have to find ways to bring value, because just putting out the content, who gives a shit? Let's be honest. What people really care about is how do we bring value. And that's why when Liam told you at 8 years old, hey, you need to bring influencers on, and it's absolutely true. So we start bringing on these influencers, and all of these people are bringing their value because they're doing big things. Zabi's doing big things, and Jose's doing big things, and Anthony and Jonathan, and all these people that we bring on, and Jeanette and Jenny, and all these different people. Everybody that we bring onto the show has brought so much value to us, so much value to our listeners, and now we're bringing people like Cindy Moon just last week, getting out there into a horse ranch and saying, hey, everybody needs to come check this out. And it's just a matter of bringing value and opening up that marketing and showing people what's out there.
Because it's not just the podcast. It's a relationship building platform.
It's a relationship building platform.
That's where it's all about. So honestly, that's where I see the Business Bros going. I see it as a place where we're going to tell you what's hot and what's not. We're going to tell you what's working and what's not working. We're going to share with you what other people are doing, and they're going to share it with you out of their own mouths, and they're going to do it right here on this platform. And you're going to get to know them. They're going to get to know you, and hopefully you continue to engage with them, not just on the show and listening, but actually reaching out and talking to them. Send them a video DM, send them a message, send them a comment, whatever it takes, but make sure you build those relationships.
Yeah, speaking of what's hot and what's not, I had a conversation with one of our pipeline agents yesterday, had some lunch, and he was talking about, how he's using social media and this, that, and the other. And he's like, yeah, I'm growing my friends list, and now every time I get a new friend, I send them a message, a little hi, how you doing? And I said, what kind of message? He's like, oh, whatever, just type something out, hi. I was like, you got to start doing video messages. And his mind was,
it's simple. It's different.
It's simple.
I started doing video comments.
Video comments now.
So check this out. I mean, you can't do it on Instagram, but you can do it on Facebook. Video comments are amazing because there's people who have things going on, and there are people who are commenting, and it's a very active feed, but you pretty much scroll through the feed. What do you stop at? You stop at the GIFs, you stop at the pictures, you stop at the videos.
Yep.
And so what am I doing? I'm saying exactly what everybody else is saying. Hey, congratulations. It's really cool. I find that amazing. Whatever's going on in that particular post, but I'm saying it using video. And so now that person knows that it's personable. I actually typed it. Personal, right? I actually typed it. They can see the emotion. They don't have an exclamation point after every sentence, which I have a habit of doing.
Exclamation mark?
Yeah, exclamation mark point.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It's just, when you're typing to Siri, you're like exclamation mark.
Yeah. So now it's personal. It's me, right? And not only do they see it, but everybody on the feed sees it.
Yep.
Right. And so that's where you're getting out there. You're getting more attention from not only the friends list, but their friends, and your friends list is going to grow. So just try to be a little bit different. Is video uncomfortable? Yeah. So here's my suggestion. Use the stories. If your videos suck, they're going to disappear in 24 hours anyways, but make sure you videotape. You don't even, if you mess up, cool. Do it again, but post. I promise you, nobody really cares. They're not going to remember it, but it's getting you in the habit. It's getting you in the habit of doing it. It's getting you in the habit of practicing, and you're going to get better and better and better.
Hey, one thing that I heard you say, and hopefully this is a nugget for everybody who's listening. One thing that I heard you say maybe last week was that you were able to use Instagram to track when most of your viewers or most of your followers were actually online, and you set your alarms based on that.
Yeah.
What kinds of times are we talking about?
So it just depends on your particular stuff and who you're.
Sure, I'm talking about you.
So I put, I think I have one at 12:45. I have one at 2:05. I have one at 3:45, and I have one at 6:40.
Okay,
something like that. And so those are when the alarms go off. So if you're paying attention to my Instagram story, that's roughly when I'm putting stuff out. But what's really cool is not so much that I'm putting that stuff out, is that people engage with it, right? people will send a message back and laugh or add a little, gift to it, or or say thank you, give the shout outs. By the way, I like the attitude of gratitude, which I stole from Gary Vee, I believe. Waking up with that gratitude and saying thank you to stuff, and literally taking posts out and doing, instead of selfies being about you, thank somebody who helped you out that day.
Nice.
Right? Just go and reach out, tag them and say thank you. I really appreciate what you've done. You took that extra mile. You will feel better for saying thank you.
I love it.
They will really appreciate the fact that you say thank you. Try it out. And it's content. It's you practicing talking to the camera. It's you practicing putting stuff out there. It's you being an active member in your community. It's you putting out the effort like you actually care.
All right, man. We're 200 episodes in. So that means that I need to step up my game and start following like what you're doing, honestly. And I like that attitude of gratitude. I can start with that.
At least, right?
At least, because there's plenty of people that are helping me out throughout my day, every day. People that I'm working with, people, especially my agents, man. Whether it's, they thank me, like if I'm doing them a great, big service, which I am, because I'm helping them to write the business and be successful. But them doing the work that they're doing, that's a huge service to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. So let's see, who did I talk to today? Eleanor Soto, John Freitas. Everybody that was on our pipeline team call, Amy Reed and Julia Ross, and can't think of anybody else off the top of my head, but all of you guys are awesome. You guys rock. Thank you for doing what you do. And I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to call you out, by the way.
Call me out.
Now you're going to have to hop on your
the
actual
Facebook
story
and
send them a thank you, a personal thank you.
There it is. You heard it here first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing?
Oh, we're good. We're at that time.
All right, cool. I kind of got that feeling. Well,
yeah, you're good. You it's like
it's like a second nature.
After 200 episodes, you'd think he'd know when we hit the half hour mark.
Right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, really, really want to say thank you to all our listeners, to all our podcast guests, to everyone who supported us. We really, really appreciate all the help that you guys have given us, all the support that you guys have given us. 200 episodes in, we're gonna keep doing this every single day and get better and better. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, Hernan@csfirst.com, or just give me a call, 619-884-4915. And if you're EXP curious, if you even are thinking about it, if it popped in your head and you're like, I want to know more, just text 123-EXP to 31996. I'll send you a 7-minute video, and if you want to sit down and chat, we can. I am trying to book my lunch sessions every single day. So if you happen to be thinking about having lunch and would rather not eat lunch by yourself, let me know. I'd like to hang out with you, talk to you, get to know you a little bit more, or at least send me a digital handshake and say what's up when I send you a video DM. So really, 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 really appreciate you guys. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You've made Business Bros very, very successful. And we're just getting started, baby. We're just getting started. Follow us on all our social media feeds, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, @BusinessBrosPod. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And I'm out.
Thanks a lot, Facebook. We really appreciate you. All the interaction.
Love you guys.
Much love.